Danganronpa The Wolf's Gang is a fan-made Danganronpa series. It's on WordPress and is a visual reading series. It started on 2018 and still ongoing for 2026. However, controversies are ongoing and spread from the creator of the series, Aquamarino, who is known as Danny L.Y. The series contains a trilogy of The Gifty, The Wolf's Game, Death Across Paralaya. That's how I pronounce it? I don't know. And Harmonious Discord. While The Wolf's Game has been working on its fourth chapter, Death Across Paralaya and Harmonious Discord finished their prologue. However, the topics I'm going to explain will contain some very, very dark topics, including some incidents and cases from the other victims and former fans of Danganronpa The Wolf's Gang, Danny L.Y. Also, most of the people here will remain anonymous to ensure their safety. Currently in the story, the first controversy is about the writing. It's known as excessive, disturbing theme and racial offensive writing. This leads to confirmed controversy that Danny has previously and possibly currently using offensive slurs and offensive stereotypes within the Discord community. Please note that Danny is 28 years old and he's Vietnamese. This guy has no right to use these slurs, especially using the N-word. Screenshots will be posted in the link. He often purposely joking about using the T-word multiple times, and hypocritical statements of using the racial slurs. Evidence confirms that Danny L.Y. has been doing inappropriate behavior towards minors, that includes some of his characters, and minors of their own OCs, who are also minors. Multiple cases have been involving at least 7 cases within the document. First one was that he forces some minors to play an explicit sexual game that involves shoricon, death, blood, and necrophilia during the Death Across Earth server. Another case was that he believes he can awake a minor's sexuality. The third case was that one of the characters in Danganronpa The Wolf's Game, Yakumo Oboro, Danny L.Y. was playing that character, and confirmed that character to be a pedophile and roleplay to minors and fans in the server. It's also confirmed that Danny L.Y. groomed minors, including his own characters. One of the side characters, Dokukawa Gaku, Danny L.Y. claims that his character has some sexual self-control while the age of 16. This confirms that Danny is a groomer. Another case of racism is that Danny defended himself of using the N slur. Another case was that he defended whitewashing characters when anyone's OCs were shown. Danny L.Y. has been also discriminating those who are Chinese, along with discriminating against people of their own religion. However, he prevents anyone who are satanic, enforcing offensive stereotypes to explain what religion is about and they practice. Danny is also considered homophobic and talks to his followers on his server that people are forgetting about heterosexuality, saying there's too many LGBTQ characters that he created, stating that these were unrealistic and saying that characters need to be straight. This also ties to his transphobia, along with panphobia and lesbophobia. Danny has shamed a user who is apparently one of his fans, and saying that they're passive-aggressive and that their main reason was that because they were gay. Danny claimed that he watches very, very dark gore to have ideas for his fangan and willing to do, especially what happened to Chapter 3 in his story. Keep in mind that he didn't put a serious warning about the body horror, along with no trigger warnings in the chapter's release. The image is shown in the website. Many people feared, and one of those people, who I prefer Anon, was disgusted and vomited, which pleases Danny L.Y. Danny L.Y. confirmed that his character, Yakumo Oboro, is a pedophile, necrophile, zoophile, and cannibal. These things aroused Danny L.Y., which evidence shows that he would sexually assault a minor with a dog. Danny L.Y. convinces him that in his fangan, which is currently only meant for adults, telling his fans that his fangan is for all ages, and saying that some of them have strong stomachs. evidence that Danny L.Y. has influenced a minor to harm themselves and that he does not care if a child commits suicide. Danny L.Y. is not the only one who has these controversies. Two of his friends, a user named Dumbchuck, who is a racist and misogynistic close friend to Danny L.Y. Evidence of human trafficking on servers multiple times, which Danny is supporting and allowing these kind of behavior to those who have serious mental health issues and those who are still minor. Another user, Apollo, who is formerly known as Claire, who created Death Across Paralia and Harmonious Discord. Claire can be identified as Etheria, Apollo, Ether, Harmony, Celine, Artemis, Lily, and Clarissa Claire Diaz. She helps Danny and agrees with him, meaning she's done the same misdeeds. However, I have talked to an anonymous user along with their relative close friend or sibling. They have claimed that they noticed some strange behavior on Danny and Claire in the early years of Danganronpa the Wolf's game. They explained that there were some certain serious triggers, which had some discomfort and confusing triggers within the link below, which had some discomfort and confusing triggers that could trigger or squick Claire into nonsense, even though those triggers warnings were made up. Anon's sibling asked Danny about Claire's mental health, in which Danny replies that their sibling was evil for asking them that. Once that they talked to me, it came to the conclusion that Claire has some serious mental health issues, and Danny was allowing it and neglecting Claire's behavior. Another user claims that Danny L.Y. would badmouth other fangans in their own artwork, and even influencing his fans to show hate towards any fangan. Evidence shows that he has a conversation about his distaste of Danganronpa to spare time. Danny L.Y. will badmouth any fangan's fanbase when his is struggling. Another serious controversy is that Danny L.Y., his friends, and a few of his fans would witch hunt on a user and raid the user server by making harassments and death threats. This also implies physical harm to a user who is also a minor. The user had to make an apology, and Danny disowned his fifth contributor and the user. There's a possible rumor, which it might be true by another user, that it's probably heard that Danny L.Y. would make multiple or even possible attempts to dox anyone who tries to leave his fanbase. I may not be able to explain everything about the controversies surrounding Danny L.Y., but I managed to discuss the major issues with it. In conclusion, everything I got from some of the users who are victims of Danny L.Y., Claire, and Dumbchunk. Danny L.Y. is considered to be a vile, very evil, very dangerous person. I ask and urge you guys not to engage or make contact with Danny L.Y. after the harmful behavior he caused. Please stay away from him and his fangan, including his friends. He's a major threat to the Danganronpa community, especially who are minors and those who are still new to the community. Please block him, cease interaction with his fangan, his fanbase, and mainly him. Do not give him any attention, neither contact with him or any excessive actions like doxing or threatening him. Block him, ignore him, deplatform him, and possibly cancel him. Danny L.Y. and Claire run a server called Insta Fangan Institute, and if you're in that server, please leave the server for your own safety. Thank you for listening to this message. I encourage you to keep yourself safe. Don't share any information about you or anyone that leads to a dangerous situation. If something is too good to be true, please leave. Spread the word about internet safety.